Hey adventurers, I am back in the Blue Mountains heading into a canyon, good old favourite called Hole in the Wall, but after that we're doing an overnight trip and we're going to head into a canyon I haven't ever been in before called Crikey. It's going to be pretty spectacular hopefully, so let's see how it goes. We dropped our overnight gear and headed to Hole in the Wall, a great and well-known canyon that runs down to the Bungleboori. Everywhere we looked, we could see the impacts of the massive bushfire that tore through here just over a year ago. We're heading into a dark section, which is what it's all about, thin slot canyons. What's a YouTube video without the mandatory selfie spin to show my surrounds? Hole in the Wall has two narrow, darker sections, or constrictions. The first constriction is pretty easy to negotiate and doesn't require getting too wet. We are now entering into the first constriction. Woo! And it's a bit of a party because there's a group in front and there's two groups behind us. Easy times. Sorry Steve, there's no coverage in here to do your social influencing. This section was narrow, deep and dark. We've suited up, headed down our very first small abseil, little waterfall, and we're heading into the constriction now for the second part with nice cool water on a hot day. One of the highlights of Hole in the Wall is a dark tunnel section that has a glowworm cave. Then there is a swim and a narrow squeeze that we need to slide through. As we descended the canyon, we came across a number of large cavern-like spaces, which really gave me a sense of how deep we were. This bit here is absolutely beautiful. It is so nice. You can see how a small little creek slowly wears away the soft sandstone through the ages, weaving and sculpting the rock through layer after layer. Hole in the Wall was named because of some canyoners noticed a narrow slot where it exits into the Bungleboori. We then headed upstream in the Bungleboori North Branch. I much prefer that name rather than the name that's on the newer maps called Dingo Creek. There's an interesting background to the naming on Dave Noble's site, so see the link in the description. It was time to fill up with water and head back up Waratah Ridge and head towards our campsite for the evening. In my next video, I'll take you on day 2 of this trip into an off-track canyon called Crikey. Hit that subscribe button now to get notified.